Hello, everyone. It's Friday. It's Friday evening. Cheers to making it to another Friday. We're going to have quite a few of these, I think. At least 49 more of these for this year. Just letting you know, just in case you were wondering. But I'm excited because we are doing our latest edition of Travel the World as a speaker. And so excited for that. Hey, Miss, is it Linda Bracely? Hey, Linda, or Bracely Linda. How are you doing? So I'm really excited. We're coming to you live here on YouTube. So if you want to come join us and see all the cool graphics, because we got some today, you want to go join us at ifindyouclothes.com/YouTube. For those of you on Instagram, thank you for being here. Like I said, I am trying out all of the different filters on Instagram, and I think right now I'm doing a stained glass window. Yeah, that's how I am, because I got to try all the things. I mean, they're giving me all this stuff, so I might as well. But I'm really excited tonight because we're going to talk about why you need a website as a speaker. Now, this entire show is all around traveling the world as a speaker. Now, and one of the first steps is, if you actually do want to travel, you gotta have something so people can know how to book you. I mean, or what you talk about, what you're good at. And so you're going to really need a website so that you can do all of this stuff. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm trying to think, I think I had a travel story in mind for you. We talk a lot about travel and leveraging your voice so that you can speak in order for you to travel or grow your business and build your authority and knowledge. Now, this show is brought to you by iFind You Clothes, where we actually go out and research speaking engagements for you, and we send them to you every Monday. Every Monday, we send out a fresh crop, like fresh planted, sprouting crop of speaking engagements. And we send them directly to you so that you can determine whether or not you want to take the chance to get on stage to market your business or your voice, or to see what's out there. And not only will you get a new crop of speaking engagements, but every Monday, you get that every Monday, but you get access to an additional 250 speaking opportunities that are just waiting for you. So go to ifindyouclothes.com and you can stop by and get a free assessment. A free assessment. So let me go ahead and change my filter here on Instagram. I love these types of filters, but you may not be interested in what I'm doing over here. And because my filters have disappeared, I'm not really sure how to change this. So when I move the thing up, it doesn't give me my filters anymore, or my options. So I think we're stuck with this. So I'm just window glass pane. So hopefully that works out. Hopefully that works out and it's not annoying you too much, or hopefully it's not annoying me too much. But for those of you who are on YouTube, you get as natural me as possible with some few touch-ups. Hey, this is the beauty of doing this live streaming stuff. I can just make myself look a whole lot better than what I do. I love it. I'm not going to lie. I do love it. All right. So I was trying to think. Now, we do talk about travel. I try to introduce a fun travel story, and I had one. I really did have one this morning. I had a fun travel story, and I forgot it. And I've told you all these different things. I talked about how I've never really been to DC, but I've been there like 12 times, but never have had the chance to tour. And I know I had this amazing story I wanted to tell you. I told you about how I wanted to, my goal was to go to the Olympics, and I keep hearing that the Olympics are not canceling. I'm not really sure what the Olympics are doing, but unfortunately I won't be going this year. So we're just going to have to wait for another 4, 2, 3. I don't know if they're going to just jump to the next Summer Olympics, or try to postpone it again, or try to do it the same year as the summer and the winter. I don't know. As you can see, if I knew all these things, I wouldn't be talking to you through a live stream. But what I do know what to talk about is how you can get yourself out there and market yourself as a speaker. So I don't have a fun travel story, but that is okay. We're going to switch our screen over here, and we're going to talk about why you need a website as a speaker. Now, this is going to be so important because I don't care what it is that you want to do. If you want to travel, you want to put your voice out there, you're going to need a website. Hate to say it, you're going to need a website. Right now, because everybody is at home, we are not able to go out and network in person. All they have is what you give them. And I mean, unless you are word of mouth, great. If you have word of mouth going, keep using that. If you don't have word of mouth, you're going to have to show some credibility somewhere. Somewhere. And sometimes just having a website is one of the easiest things you can do. Now, if you don't have that, I say the great backup is a LinkedIn website. You can, a LinkedIn, you know what I'm saying, a LinkedIn profile, because you can put all of the things that you're doing to showcase your talent and your credibility on your LinkedIn profile. So what I'm going to do today is kind of tell you why you need a website, and I'm going to show you my website. So shameless plug. I'm going to show you my website, and I will show you my LinkedIn profile. My LinkedIn profile isn't like, it's okay. It's okay. But the biggest thing when it comes to having a website as a speaker and why you need one is it really is to show credibility. So you want to show credibility. Credibility is you've been out there speaking, or you are extremely knowledgeable in what you want to talk about. That's what the website is doing. It is showing credibility. You can show credibility with past clients. You could show credibility with events that the logos of events that you have participated in, or for companies you've worked for or spoken for, or things like that. You can show your credibility with a resume, photos of you on stage, photos of you on TV, testimonials. All of these things show credibility. Now, I was a speaker coordinator, meaning I booked speakers for 2 organizations here in Colorado, and I did it for about 4 years. And the way I would go and determine speakers, if I hadn't seen you in person and if I wasn't familiar with your work, I always went to your website. Now, if I'm familiar with you and I've seen you speak, perfect. I'm just going to invite you because I've seen you dazzle on stage. If I'm familiar with your work, I'm going to call you in specifically because of your work. If I don't know anything about you, then all I have is your website. I have what you do on social media. You better be careful what you're doing on social media. Just FYI. I know what you're doing on social media. We can talk about social media another time, but I know what you're doing on social media, and all I have to show me that you can speak, that you are knowledgeable, that people like you, that you are an expert, that you are credible. I think I said that already. All I have is your website. That is it. And because we are not in person anymore, like what I would normally do, I would go out to tons of events and I would look for speakers to book or to hire. But since we don't have that, all I have is your website if I'm not familiar with your work. So if you're trying to leverage your knowledge so that you can travel the world, so that you can grow your business, you're going to have to upgrade that website, sweetie. I know. Or you're going to have to put one in place. And like I said, the backup that I would go to for right now would be your LinkedIn page. If you don't have your LinkedIn page up to date, now I'm not a LinkedIn expert, but I'm just saying a lot of the events that we have been posting inside of iFind You Close, they are using your LinkedIn profiles to determine whether or not to book you as a speaker. Now, of course, if you have any questions about anything, please put them in the comment box here on Instagram. I love you all. And here on YouTube. Put them in the comment box. Seriously, put them in the comment box. And yeah, if you're looking for some speaking gigs, let us help you. I love this. Like I said, go to ifindyouclose.com so I can give you a free assessment. Your free assessment, I actually do this for you. I'm gonna show you on the camera. So if you go sign up for this free assessment, I will give you some tips specifically to you. You can give me your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, your website on what you need to do to bump up what you are doing when it comes to showcasing your credibility as a speaker. Because I got to tell you, you can have all the speaking engagements in the world, but if you don't know how to attract people, I don't know what to tell you. So let me go ahead and get this camera off so you can see what it is. So it's ready to attract high paid speaking gigs. iFindYouClose.com. Let me help you out. So because my whole goal is to get you on stage. Seriously. If I can do it, you can do it too. I really can. You can. So let's go to, let me go back here. I'm going to go find my LinkedIn profile. So we are going to go to my LinkedIn feed, my LinkedIn feed, my LinkedIn feed. I don't know what I'm singing, so. It feels like when you're by yourself, you can kind of get away with all this singing stuff. So let me just drop my SoundCloud account for you all. No, I don't have one. I actually do have a SoundCloud account. Maybe I should put some music on there. All right, let me show you. I think, can I see this as not me? It's so hard. Sometimes I'm logged in, I'm not logged in, and sometimes they change your view when you are you or not you. All right, I'm going to pop this over here onto another screen. Let's put this up here. Now, here is my LinkedIn profile. I am not signed in, so that's why it's yelling at me over here. And I'm using Edge, Microsoft Edge over here. So here is my LinkedIn profile, and what I want to show you is just a few things to show credibility. The first off, we got to put your photo up here. If you have a photo of you speaking in front of a stage, I mean, that is a good sign of credibility, because me, as somebody who's booking you, like, okay, so this person has been on stage before. That's great. I had a friend, she was looking for speakers for her event, and her husband, her son, just happened to look over her shoulder like, what are you doing? And she said, I'm looking for speakers. Like, well, there's nothing on this website that says somebody is a speaker. This is from somebody, a child, y'all. So take that into account. You need to show that you actually speak on your website. So if you have a photo on your banner, do that. All of these little things here, you could put yourself, you could say that you're a speaker, you could say that you're not, whatever. I'm going to still look a little bit more into this, because this means saying that you're a speaker up here, being straight up honest. For me, this is my personal opinion. It means nothing if I can't actually see that you have actually been on stage. I know a lot of folks who call themselves speakers and have never graced the stage. Or they've done like 2 workshops, so they're a speaker. Oh, I'm not throwing shade. I'm sorry. I'm not throwing shade, but I'm just telling you, as somebody who has booked speakers and who looks at this stuff, you can call yourself a speaker all day. I'm looking for things that have a little bit more credibility. And for those of you on Instagram, I know you aren't able to see what I'm doing, so you have to come over to ifindyouclothes.com/YouTube, because I'm just going through some basic elements of what people actually would look for when it comes to showing your credibility as a speaker. Now, you could put all of your experience of what you're doing is actually really good, so that people can know exactly where you're coming from and what you may be talking about. But what is also pretty cool, and unfortunately, when you're not logged in, you can't see this. So I'm going to get rid of this version, and I'm going to go back over here. This is my, I guess, my admin version of LinkedIn. So what you can see is, videos. Now, I have completed 2 TEDx talks. So I do have a little bit of credibility with TEDx talks. You can put your videos here in your profile to show that you're credible as a speaker. So I have my first 2 TEDx talks here, and I have another video. Now, this is just a behind the scenes video. It's just me having fun, but it's talking about how I MC the Lady Coders conference, and just kind of showing credibility that I do MC events. I actually loved it. And I was on a national television show. So these are just all behind the scenes. These 2 videos here are just behind the scenes. Little drops of credibility, y'all. Just little drops of credibility. Because you want people to come to your profile and say, oh my God, like, oh, this person's kind of fancy. Like, all right, like, okay, let me keep scrolling. Remember, your entire goal as somebody who's trying to attract a speaking engagement is to keep people engaged with what you're delivering, so they can keep scrolling. If they're not scrolling, they're probably not booking. Just saying. Now, I have a very different business. For those of you who are 9-to-5 people, what I want to see is where you work, your credibility. If you're going to come in and be a UX design trainer, I want to see that that's what you do in your day job. It's credibility. Even if you don't have a photo showing that you're a speaker, that's fine. Because if you're going for something very specific based on your knowledge, I need to see it. Now, this is all the other stuff I have, and I have other videos, and here my personal experience where I worked with the Daily Blast Live television show. As you can see, just my personal brand, me running a company. So all these little tidbits to just show that you are credible, and you get people who endorse you. You know, that's kind of cool too. And you also want to put your get testimonials, y'all. Testimonials. That's why I do like LinkedIn as a backup to not having a website, because you can show the credibility. You can show photos, you can show videos, you can show work experience, you can get testimonials, and you have people who are just like, boom, 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 I love you. That's what I really do like about LinkedIn. And that's why you need to have this stuff. If you do not have a website, it really is going to be hard for you to get booked, because people aren't going to be able to know if you are credible and if you know what you're talking about. Now, I will go over to my my website. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just showing you some examples of a few things. Now, this is my speaker website. Outside of iFind You Close, this is where I actually go, what I use to actually get booked as a speaker. So I'm a speaker as well. So all this stuff that I'm telling you is all things I need to do myself, or things I am doing, or things I have done. So I'm just not like talking out of my, just telling you things. But the biggest thing, like I said, and is we want to show credibility. You know, put your name on your website. You'd be surprised how many people don't put their name there. But we want to see credibility. Like same thing on my LinkedIn. We have logos. I have one of my TEDx talks. I have a video, actual video of me on the national television show, have the logos there. And of course, your client is the person booking you. So now we're just talking directly to the client. Like, hey, the most engaging and down-to-earth speaker that delivers a high impact to your audience. Remember, your client is somebody who has an audience, all right? If you are not a speaker, like, you know, have a career as a speaker, you don't have to do this, but having a one-page website just showing your knowledge and your credibility, basically repeating what you have on your LinkedIn page, is actually really good. Because there's, like I said, there's two ways people are going to come after you. They're going to come to you because you can move the audience, or they're coming to you for your knowledge. And if you could do both, oh boy, you're just amazing. And like I said, it's the same thing. I have photos showing credibility. I have testimonials showing credibility as well. Testimonials, photos. That's what we want. Testimonials, photos. We want all of these things. We want we want to show all the things that you have been doing. If you are not like somebody like me, like I said, your website needs to just showcase your knowledge. Your knowledge. If we talk about websites that showcase knowledge, this is where we would actually go back to iFind You Close. If somebody is attracted to me just because of my knowledge of speaking, that's when they will go to my iFind You Close website and like, all right, they have the knowledge, they have all these things, they have an about page, boom, we want her because she's going to come and specifically talk about this. On this particular website, this is just my knowledge of my life as a woman in tech and as an entrepreneur. So I have the sessions that I can talk about. So all of these different things, and I have how to contact me. Boom, 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 boom. Important stuff. And this is the one thing I did gloss over. I do have video reviews. You can add these video reviews to your LinkedIn profile as well, but you got to start getting the video reviews and testimonials. So this is just a little bit, y'all, a little bit of why you need a website as a speaker. It is hands down to show credibility. And if you can show enough credibility, you will convert. That's it. Your credibility will convert. And if you're able to convert, now we get into all of the fun stuff where we can negotiate a trip. We can negotiate a few more things, getting paid to speak. We can show off our credibility. We can figure out what it is that we need from this event, what they want from us, so that we can get the best out of it. This is why you need a website as a speaker. That's it. Hey, Annette, how you doing? Hey, you got a question for me? So if you don't have your website up yet, like I said, your best backup is LinkedIn. You can do all of the same things with LinkedIn. If you are a 9 to 5 person, you're not necessarily a business owner, and you're not necessarily a professional speaker, you can use your LinkedIn page. Like I said, the only thing that you really need to show at this exact moment is credibility. That's what we want to see. Anything that can lead to credibility. Your photos can show credibility. Your videos, if you have videos of you speaking, I know all of you have been doing a whole bunch of video things over the last year. You can add that to your website to show credibility as well. Your testimonials, you could put that on LinkedIn. So all these different things, if you are just basing your speaking on your knowledge to a very specific industry, you can do that. So for examples of my UX designers, my programmers, if you want to try to leverage your knowledge to get a speaking gig so you can travel based on your knowledge, you're going to have to show your knowledge somewhere, even with your day job. That's what we're going to be doing there. All right. So that's why you need a speaker. You need a website as a speaker. Any questions? Any questions? Because I think I've been talking a lot and I feel like I've been preaching at you. But as somebody who has sat here and read through so many websites and talked to so many speakers, I just want to help you out as much as possible. Sometimes we can be in our own way when it comes to our website. Annette is asking, do you think sound bites from my podcast could be used on LinkedIn and your website? Yes, sound bites can be used. Remember, everything you have is showing credibility. You know, having the sound bites from you being on live television, sound bites of your podcast, sound bites of you being interviewed on a podcast. Now, especially Annette, if you have been interviewed on a podcast, I have a feeling those are a little bit more valuable than your own. Now, your own podcast will be showing off your knowledge. So we want a mix of, okay, people ask me to come and speak on, to be interviewed on their podcast, and then your podcast can be knowledge. But remember, I'm just letting you know what's going on and just being straight up real with you. If you're trying to get speaking gigs, you need to show that you speak in front of an audience. And I know a lot of us, we get all caught up. Well, I'm a podcaster. I talk to 1 million people every day. It's not the same. Sorry, it's not really the same. But your podcast can show your credibility. Your podcast will show off your knowledge and your expertise and whatever it is that you're talking about. So it's not that your podcast can't get you speaking gigs. I just have to sometimes remind people that podcasting and being on a live stage are two very different things. Okay. And when you are in front of an audience of 500 people, you can't go and edit things out. So just remember that. At the end of the day, we want to see you on stage. As somebody who is booking speakers, I want to see you on stage. Your podcast is great, but I want to see you on stage. Unless you are such a big expert in one thing, remember, I'm either going to come after you because I want you to dazzle my audience, or it's because of your knowledge. And your knowledge, you better be like, dang, I want you to come talk about this. I don't care if you're a bad speaker. I want you to come talk about your knowledge, okay? And Annette saying, no, it is not the same. And another question asks, and do you think it's important to divide the testimonials by type of person, i.e. other podcasts, guests, and listeners? It depends on, I will say this, when it comes to testimonials, get all of them. But remember, if you have a very specific page on your website that is for speaking, the testimonials that will be the best ones, because remember, I'm trying to book you for speaking, not necessarily book you because of the podcast. And I know it's going to sound very weird, but I want to see testimonials from people who have seen you on stage. That's what I want to see. So if you have a very specific page that is dedicated to getting speaking gigs, I actually want to see those testimonials. I want to see the testimonials of you making people cry, making people jump up and down in the audience. I want to see all of that. I also want to see testimonials of people who have booked you, meaning people who run events, people who have, who are speaker coordinators, who are event coordinators. Because in my little world, when I was a speaker coordinator, I knew a lot of other speaker coordinators, and if it just so happens that somebody that I know who books speakers for another event gave you a testimonial, I want to actually call them up. And I want to be able to like reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed that you booked Annette. Like, how was she for real? Was she really good? So that's where we show credibility in those testimonials. Now, if you have tons of testimonials, use what you have for now. But remember, we got to start throwing in the ones from, people who have seen you speak, who have seen you do your thing on stage. So let me know if that answers your question, Annette. And I'm just being very picky because I know that you may have an amazing podcast. I know you may be an amazing dancer, but when I am definitely looking at speakers, I am very one-sided in what I'm looking for. But I do want to see I want to see all the testimonials. Remember, every last testimonial counts. Every last testimonial counts. But when I start digging deeper, I want to see some very specific ones. So whatever your page is on your website that is around you booking you as a speaker, make sure you center some of those testimonials closer to that. All right. Annette is saying, with everything going on, do you still feel you have a dedicated speaking space? Can you be fluid with location as long as the audio and internet connections are reliable? You know what? This is what we have right now. We talked about this on the show 2 days ago, I think. This is what we have. Virtual is what we have. And you can be fluid as long as you have, like you said, good audio and good video. Those are going to be the two main things that's going to get you more speaking gigs and to make you stand out from the crowd. So we talked about that the other day. Now, if you have a dedicated studio, even better. Right now, there is no live events. It ain't going to happen anytime soon. And I hate to sound like it's negative, but it's just the reality of what we're dealing with. Over the next 6 months, it's just safe to say this is what we have. And don't be surprised if events, which they have started doing, start canceling in the summer. So you're going to have to navigate this world of virtual as much as possible. If you want to be on the road, you're going to have to make sure your gear is going to be top notch. You make sure you have good bandwidth so that you can be fluid. And that's one of the things that I'm really trying to hone in on with the travel the world as a speaker. If you can get all of this stuff down, I promise you, you can take your speaking career wherever you go. And it took me a while to kind of like click. I have always known this because, I've always done quite a few things, but I always thought I needed to have stable, be at home to do a live presentation. But when I was on the road for 2.5 months in our RV, I was doing presentations through my phone, hot spotting, had my camera. And those are going to be the biggest things: your camera, your bandwidth, and your sound. Those are going to be the biggest things that you can do to make sure that you have a solid speaking engagement, and you can take it with you. Because right now, nobody's shaming you. Before, people didn't like it. It's like, oh my gosh, she's like in a hotel room. But you know what? If you could take your ring light, your camera, and your microphone, you could take your speaking gig with you, do your thing, still be on the road, and turn around and go back out to the beach as soon as you safely can. But no, I do feel like you can be very fluid. And that's what we really want to talk about here on the show is you can travel the world as a speaker, either to get gigs or you can have a bunch of gigs already booked, but you don't have to just stay in one place to do them. You really don't. And this is going to be a thing for a while. So just be ready for this. A lot of the gigs that I have booked so far, the beginning of this year, they're all communities where I can literally just travel anywhere and still speak back to them. And I'm really excited about it. So Annette, hopefully that works for you. I've been talking enough. We have been live for 28 minutes, so I think we're about to wrap this up. Of course, if you have any additional questions, you can add them to the chat. I will answer them. And if not in the chat, you can put them down in the comment box here on YouTube and on Instagram. But hopefully you got a few things of why you need a speaker website. And and because of how things are about to go in the next year, I really do think a lot of things will come back in full force in 2022, but you need to be preparing for that now. You can give, if you need to give yourself grace, give yourself grace. Last year, don't look back at what you could have done. It doesn't really matter. But what I really want you to do right now is just start having a plan in place so that you can start tackling gigs right now that are virtual, and whether or not you're going to start getting out there into the world in 2022. Inez asking, do you have a vetting process to join iFind You Clothes? I have a presentation coming up early next month that I'm very excited about, and it's the most I've been paid so far. Oh, cool. Actually, no, the vetting process for iFind You Clothes, it is a membership. iFind You Clothes is a membership subscription that you pay monthly for $19.99. And what I do is I send out speaking engagements to you. So there's no need to vet on my side. For one-on-one consulting, I absolutely vet over there. So that's where I do my vetting when it comes to consulting, because I need to know what we're talking about, where we're going, what it is that you need, all of that kind of stuff. But for iFind You Clothes, this is for speakers who are just looking to market themselves or their business, to get on stage. That's it. Through speaking, you want to market, you want to leverage speaking to market your business. Also, and I haven't joined because I've had tons to navigate personally and professionally, and I thought I had to have a dedicated space, so I stopped focusing on speaking. No. You know what? Here's the thing, and that life, the unfortunate thing about all this stuff is that life still happens to a lot of us. So, you know what? Until something happens to me, I will be here. I will be here researching. I have a couple of researchers, so we will always be posting gigs. And the beautiful thing is, you join us when the right time is for you. And we don't have any contracts. You can cancel at any time. But our goal is to make sure that you have a consolidated place to go after opportunities, so that you can leverage either traveling the world or, growing your business at the same time. So, and I've always told, after 2020, and I've said this before, even 2019, give yourself grace. Sometimes not everything is at the right time, but it'll come around to you. It'll come around. All right, everyone, I need to go sign off. So what I'm going to do is sign off here on Instagram first. I need to stand up. So hopefully you like my pane glass window here that I couldn't figure out how to change. Over on Instagram. And of course, I would love for you to come and join us at iFind You Clothes. Every week we do office hours. We have courses. We're about to do something special, and we're going to let all of our courses be available to everyone in iFind You Clothes. And not for the new people after that. Once we do this, you're going to have to pay a little bit more. So we're doing some things over the next 3 months, and I'm really excited. So we got tons of courses to help you get out there. But the biggest thing is, we want you to get on stage. Get on stage. Get on stage. So thank you for joining us. If you want to see if you can attract high-paid speaking engagements, join us. Go check us out at ifindyouclothes.com. And let's do the thing. So take care of yourself. I will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 12 p.m. Eastern time. I have no idea what we're talking about. It's something around how to make money. How to make money. What are we talking about? Wait a minute. What are we talking about tomorrow? I gotta go check this out, because you might want to join me. Oh my gosh, I know, my Instagram people, you're like, what is going on? What is going on? Boo, what is going on? All right, what are we talking about tomorrow? Tomorrow, using Gumroad to boost your revenue as a speaker. Ooh, it's going to be a good one. So make sure you tune in. Bye. All right, for everybody here on YouTube, thanks for letting me sign off on the folks. And you're welcome, Annette. You're welcome. And thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you being over here. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to boost your revenue as a speaker through Gumroad, because you might need a few more income streams to help you through some of the crazy months, because I have no idea what's about to happen. Hopefully things will calm down, but don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. So I want to make sure that you are bringing in multiple income streams so that we can keep your speaking career and your business going. So make sure you tune into that. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. See ya.